Absolutely. You taught me when you were a guest on my show a lot about breath and how breath can impact not only your confidence and the anxiety you feel, but how doing breath work can really help you still your whole body and allow your natural voice to come out. Because when we get anxious, we breathe shallow. Less air is being pushed out. It's being pushed out faster. Our voice starts sounding like this. And sometimes this is actually really appropriate. If I'm really excited about something, I should sound like this, but I want it under my control. So breath work and having an authentic, natural voice is really important.
Yeah, one thing you might find interesting that's come out in the literature since the last time we spoke is that while the physiological side, double inhale, long exhale, is still the best way to calm down quickly, turns out that all exhale emphasized breathing slows the heart down, just subtly, but significantly enough that it helps you calm down. So if people can't remember like what breath work to do, physiological side, just emphasize an exhale, extend it, make it a little bit more vigorous. If you need to be covert about it, maybe just extend it a little bit, maybe walk back to the podium or away and do that long exhale. That seems to really make a big difference because you're offloading carbon dioxide, but also there's this pathway through the vagus nerve that literally slows your heart rate down when you exhale. It's pretty spectacular that we have these mechanisms in us.
I think it's fantastic. And I give credit to you. Every single lecture I give when I talk about anxiety, I talk about what you shared with me. It's all about the exhale. And I will always say the rule of thumb, and then I'll joke, the rule of lung is you want your exhale to always be longer than your inhale to help you calm down. And people have found that liberating. So I appreciate that you shared that with me and know that others are taking advantage of that.
You're welcome. And it came from a place of need that I came across those tools because I think that we can prepare, but it's the knowledge that things happen in the moment that we can't control.
That's right.
I mean, that's the really scary thing.
That's right. And if you think about it, most of our communication is that it's spontaneous. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, a lot of what you and I have been talking about is planned communication. It's this presentation, the pitch, the meeting with agenda. But most of our communication is spontaneous. We don't know how it's going to unfold. You ask me a question. I don't know what that question is. I don't even know if I know the answer. You ask me for feedback. I make a mistake. I have to fix it. Most of our communication is spontaneous. And getting comfortable with that discomfort of not knowing how this will transpire is a big part of the mindset shift that you have to do better in spontaneous speaking.
Beta blockers, yes. Beta blockers, no.
So I have a heart condition, and I take beta blockers regularly. And I see how it slows down your thinking in your body. I'm not a fan. I think cognitive behavioral ways of managing anxiety much better. Now, there are I'm not a medical doctor, obviously. There are some people for whom beta blockers might work, but I actively discourage people if they're just wanting to take it to manage anxiety. I think there's so many other things we can do first before you have to go there. But my experience has been it makes me fuzzy and I'm not as quick.
Which makes sense because you're not getting as much oxygenated blood to your brain.
Yeah.
Getting a great night's sleep the night before clearly helps. What do you do or recommend for people that get a lousy night's sleep the night before?
Well, I wish I would like to ask you that question. I am an awful sleeper. I am a really,
we can
really
fix that.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's fix that today because I am a lousy sleeper. Absolutely, it is better to get a good night's sleep than it is to stay up all night cramming. I tell everybody to train for a big communication event like you would train for a sporting event. You need to eat well. I call it communication hygiene. You need to eat well, sleep well, exercise. It is much better to stay on routine than to deviate from your routine. There is some research around caffeine consumption. Caffeine consumption is actually really good when you're ideating for creativity. When you actually go to present, you shouldn't deviate from whatever your standard protocol is for caffeine. You shouldn't all of a sudden go cold turkey, but taking additional caffeine because you didn't sleep well the night before can just agitate you during the presentation and communication.